Today, we are going to be covering some of the most frequently asked questions that I get from customers and clients regarding manifestation and spiritual products, as well as spell work. And before we get started, make sure that you like and subscribe this video and my channel. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. Number one, how good will this particular product work? Well, here, let me just go ahead and say is that I have two different types of products, okay? One type of product are the products that you have to work, right? These are tools. And then I have another set of products that work as long as you follow the rules. Or the tool products would be like the oils and the candles. I meet you halfway on where it is that you want to get to, and you have to take the baton and carry it out to the fullest extent. Flip side of that, there are some people that will buy products who are absolute bare bottom beginners, and that's okay. That's one of the reasons why I'm making this video, so that people are aware my products will work immediately, especially if there aren't a lot of blockages that are in the way. There's the other side of it where some people may buy a product and they use it one time and they say, hey, it didn't work. Well, now that's where we go into number two. When will it work? That's divine timing. Divine timing plays a huge role in spell work, whether it's me doing it or you doing it. Divine timing is all about the timing of whether it's your own energy that's putting forth to manifest a desired goal, or you're working with spirits or deities who have their own timing, and chronological time does not exist on that side. To give you a hard deadline on when something will work, that is absolutely impossible for me to give, because I don't know spirits are going to do. I don't know how they're going to manipulate things to bring about that change. And then you're also, free will is a whole nother subject. If your target is stubborn, if your target, and especially in love work, if your target is already in a relationship, or in a more recent example that I've come across is if your target is, with multiple people, right? There's all these other varying factors that come into play that you might not even considered before starting this particular work. I give people a very, very broad time frame. It's anywhere between 10 days and 6 months. And if something hasn't shifted within 6 months, then you might need to reevaluate what it is that you're doing. And if there's something that's there that you're not aware of. So if that's the case, then you either need to do a reading for yourself, or you need to get someone to do a reading for you. Work is not black and white. It is very, very, very gray. So many unknown factors, known and unknown, can come into play to give you that time frame of when it's going to work. It's just not going to happen. Number three, why didn't it work for me? There's, again, a lot of different things that can happen. So I suggest before anyone does any type of spell work is either to do a reading, or for yourself, or get someone experienced like myself to do a reading for you to let you know what factors or things that may come up along the path of getting to this desired goal, whether you're doing spell work or not. If you're working with spirits, like for example, in some of my other videos, you may see some of my statues in my room where things tend to actually work, especially when you have that backing. And not everyone has spirits with them, right? And that's okay. A lot of my customers that come to me don't have spirits, actual spirits in their house that they're working with. And if you don't, that just means you're going to have to work quite a bit harder at getting to that goal. And as long as you're willing to put in that work, and especially if you're getting some of the tools that I provide for you, then you're going to be fine. You just might have to work really hard at it. Okay. Now, number four, is this evil? And even if it is evil, I mean, what are you going to do about it? Insert evil laugh. The oils and things like that, nothing that I sell is inherently evil, right? Because that's a whole nother topic. What is evil and what is good? That would actually just matter based on your own religious or non-religious background. I don't have any particular evil, deities or spirits that I work with when I'm making these products. And not all products actually have a spirit attached to them. And so the products that I make, the oils and the candles and such, the baths, I'm not attaching a spirit to those particular products. So if I'm not attaching an evil spirit to it, then it really is what you make it. You can either feel it's good or bad, but I'm not giving it to you in a evil or good way. It is simply a tool. I'm working with the energies of the plants, of the oils that I put in things, and that's what I'm working with. I do have my own personal spirits that I'm asking for guidance in making these products, but to say that they're attached to it is not the case. Let's go into the other side, the products where I mentioned at the beginning of this video that will work for you. Now, some of those products do have spirits attached, and that's mainly like my West African products that you'll see in my shop. And they're here to carry out what it is that you desire. So if you, for example, buy a domination lock, right? Are what you doing considered good or evil, or is the lock good or evil? That's a question that you would have to answer for yourself. I provide, good or evil. Honestly, I think people are more evil than any of the spirits that I work with or even have attached to some of the West African products. Let's go to the next question. I sent a message, but I didn't get a response. Now, if you send a message to me at like 11 p.m. on a Friday night, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm going to respond on Monday. I'm just keeping it real. When I first started this whole business, yeah, I would jump at the, notification and say, oh, I've got to hurry up and respond to this person. And the more that I've gone, been in this business, I realized that I have to have a balance between my family and my business. And so I decided to have business hours. And sometimes that's hard for entrepreneurs to establish, but I had to. And send me a message, whether it's on Etsy or if you email me or even if you text me, I might not respond. Sometimes it takes me, answering your question within 24 hours. So for an example of a situation that I just had, someone sent me a text message at 2 p.m. on Friday. Well, at 2 p.m. on Friday, I'm really trying to hurry up and get orders out, before the post office closes. Just to give you a little bit of insight, my husband, he gets home and then he hurries up and gets himself together to go right back out the door at 4:30. So between 2 and 4:30, and even before then, I am constantly in here working, making sure that I'm either making product, picking orders, and then also packing orders. All me. Yes, I do have a customer service representative that does help me answer messages on Etsy, but we work in the morning time. So usually we're answering questions between about 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so if I'm able to answer the question later in the day where, I have a down moment, then I will do that. But, more than likely it's going to be answered the next day between 11 and 1 p.m. Okay. And if you text me, that's totally fine. But again, those same rules apply. I have a toddler.
And if you have little kids, then you know exactly what I'm about to say.
And I also homeschool my daughter as well. And I'm the only one at home, handling everything on top of being out here in my wonderful workshop, making sure that I can get your orders out in a timely manner. Please extend grace and please, extend at least 24 hours business days, and that's Monday through Friday. So if you send a message at 2 p.m. on Friday, I'm still within that 24-hour business day window to be able to respond. So please don't give me a negative review based on that, okay? I sell thousands of products to people in over 50 countries. And, scaling, I'm not complaining. By no means am I. But when it comes with scaling, there are growing pains. And so I tend to try to feel those growing pains as soon as I see them. And if there's something that I can do to create boundaries so that I can continue to feel those growing pains, then please understand that. And I appreciate you understanding. Next question, can I cancel this order or can I get a refund? Well, my policies explicitly state there are no refunds, and most of the time there are no exchanges. The only time that I will accept like an exchange or replacement is this if it's been broken in transit, because people will send me proof of like a box having oil, spilt all on it. Okay. And that's before you even open it. And I'm honestly moving more towards don't even open the package. If you can tell that the package has been damaged on the outside to the point where you see product either leaking out, etc., then send me a video and I will get that replaced. However, I will not refund. I am a small business and I've been in business for many years, and this has always been my policy, and I will not change it. Again, I am not Amazon. I am not Walmart. I am House of Oil Botanica. And for the most part, I am House of Oil Botanica as one person. Okay. Cancel the order. Sometimes I will extend this, but sometimes I won't. Although in my policies, it states that I do not allow cancellations, but it is on a case by case basis. And if the case is not good enough, I'm sorry. Or if I've already sent the order out, I'm absolutely not canceling it unless you send it back unopened. Then I might. But you got to remember, I'm also a psychic, so I know when people are lying to me and when they're being genuine. So don't test that. What are the ingredients for this particular product? I won't tell you, but what I will say is that if you have sensitive skin or if you have an allergy or something like that, then let me know. And I will either tell you that it's something's in there that you might not want to use, or I will say I will have to make you a custom blend of whatever it is. But to give you the ingredients, I just won't do it. How do I use XYZ? So if you see on my channel, I have an entire playlist of suggested uses for products that you might purchase from House of Oil Botanica. But let me also note that some of my products do have very specific instructions, and some of them are very broad in general, and you are welcome to do whatever it is that you feel that you need to do with that product, especially my oils and especially my spiritual baths. Most of my baths, not all of them. I'm also updating that playlist. All right. Do I do spell worker readings? Yes, I do. I would suggest that if you have a situation, then book with me at jenniferlwatson.com. You'll see readings and consultations there, and we can chat. Why does this smell different? I get that a lot. Now, let's talk about smells, because the oils, especially, are not meant specifically to be perfumes or colognes. Now, some of them will smell great, right? And some of them will not smell great. And that's just magic. Not all magic is rainbows and butterflies and flowers, right? So if you get something that you're like, oh, it doesn't smell that good. Well, do you really want the desired effect, or do you want something that smells good? And sometimes I will exchange like an herb for an essential oil, just depending on if I've ran out of stock. I ran out of stock on something. I have developed a perfume and cologne body oil line. So there's roll-on bottles, where it smells great. That's intended for smell good effect. But some of these oils are not going to smell good. And some of these oils may have a bland smell, but again, these oils are not explicitly intended for body use, and they're not intended for a perfume effect. There is only one oil that I have that is intended to smell the way it is, and then 98% of people say it smells good, and that's my Fatal Obsession oil. So whether it's Master Manifester, whether it's the hexing, and especially war oil stinks, but who cares? It's meant for hexing. It's meant for, protection and going to war with someone. That's what it's meant for, not cologne or perfume smells. Okay. Next question. How can I get my lover back? It's not a black and white answer. It's not just a cut and dry answer. There's so many factors that could come into play regarding getting a lover back, right? Is your lover in the house with you still? Is your lover with someone else? Is your lover moved across the country or across the world, or what were the reasons for your breaking up, things like that. All of that stuff really comes into play when deciding on how to answer that for you. Every circumstance varies. So if you have a question, and especially with court cases too, that's another really big topic, then book a consultation over here and we can chat, especially about your specifics. Now, during my consultations, especially, I will either give you instructions or I will make a suggested product, suggest a product to you that you need to use. Or in some cases, I might say, okay, maybe some work might need to be done on your behalf to bring about this desired effect or change. But I won't know until I have a chance to chat with you. Next question. Why are some of your products so expensive? Tell you this, the products that I have in my shop, they range from like, I think $4, and that's usually one of the herbs, way up. I have workings that go up to 10,000 and more. A little bit of something for everybody. The cheaper products, you're going to have to put in a lot more work. Now, the more expensive products, then there's not a whole lot of work that you would have to put in because I'm doing that on the back end for you. And if I'm doing that on the back end for you, then of course the price of the product is going to increase. Well, actually, I'm not. But if you're expecting to buy a bottle of oil and have me, do workings for you, the bottle of oil is $16. I am not going to do that. I'm just not. And I think sometimes that confusion comes across as in my SEO or the titles of the product. But, the titles of the product might have spell for this, spell for that. But you'll see the picture, has a picture of the oil. And then I also kind of give some information in the description showing that, hey, this is a bottle of oil that you're getting. And so I've had quite a few times where I had to explain is that they'll say, oh, have you done the work for me yet? And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Well, they're asking because they think that the bottle of oil that they're purchasing is actually spell work that they're purchasing from me. And I am not doing spell work for anyone for $16. And the last question is, can I get a discount or a coupon code? House of Voya Botanica, if you go to my website, you'll see that I offer a one-time use 50% off coupon code. That coupon code is not to be used on any of the West African products. And so that's an entire collection where that coupon cannot be used. But you can use that 50% coupon on any of the products that I have on my site, including the oils, the spiritual baths, and the candles. That is about the only time that I'm going to offer a discount because, again, this is my livelihood. This is my business. This is how I pay the bills, okay? If you join my email list, I will extend, some other discounts throughout the months. Depending on what the theme of the month is, I might offer 11% off here, 14% off there, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're going to use that 50% off coupon, definitely make sure that you use it very well. So I would say load up on every single thing that you're going to get outside of the West African collection and make sure that you spend that 50% off well. I have been in business for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years at this point. I done lost track. And so I have seen a lot and I've been asked a lot. And so I thought I would do this video to really kind of condense some of the questions that I get to help answer them. And even if you have more questions, drop them down in the comments below. I absolutely don't mind answering as much as I can. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to either book a consultation over here at jenniferlwatson.com or go and purchase at houseofvoyabotanica.com. I am grateful. I am humbled. Be blessed.